Good evening, everyone. Thank you for hopping on a few minutes early. If you are a participant, we would love to have you go ahead and click and complete our pre-workshop survey. It would really help us. Let's just see what everybody's at today.
Quick question: where are we finding the pre-workshop survey?
Can you see it on your screen? It should be launched. I see a couple responses coming in already.
It should be right on the survey screen. I'm seeing it on mine.
I may have accidentally closed it out. Is it possible to resend it?
It's still open.
Are you still not seeing it?
I am not.
Okay. Is there anything I can do on my end? Rosalind?
Not typically. Maybe if you come out and come back in to the meeting, maybe you'll see it then.
I'll try that. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Dropping in. Can you see the survey now, that is?
It should came up now. Thank you.
Perfect.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everyone. If you have not already, please complete the survey. Latoya, what kind of business do you have?
I'm in the restaurant business.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Fasoli Seafood Company and Nicolette's Deli.
Oh, really? Do you have a website?
Yes, I do for but I don't have one for Nicolette's Deli. But the seafood company, yes, I can put it in.
Okay, great.
Hi, Latoya. It's good to see
Hi,
you.
Miss Pamela.
Good to see you, my incubator client.
How doing?
Pardon?
I said, how are you all doing tonight?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Great.
Candace is back this week.
Oh, we have another Shakita Carter. Hello. And then we have Councilwoman.
So thank you all for participating in the pre-workshop survey. If you haven't done so already, you should see it launched on your screen. If you could please answer the questions, we really would appreciate the feedback.
And those of you who've already taken the survey, you can drop your information in the chat. We'd love to know who you are, and we'll give you a couple seconds to promote your business. Let's give it along a few moments more. You know how it is with traffic and other things going on that people may be running just a couple of seconds behind. Let's give them until a couple more minutes.
Ok, ok. Học hỏi vậy.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We see your pre-workshop survey results coming in. Thank you so much for participating. We still have a few who have not responded yet, so please take a moment to give us that information.
Sao con khao khoi vậy? Con đau bụng hả? Con đợi.
Very good. A lot of people coming in. Right. All right, we're up to 20. Very nice.
It is 6:06.
One more minute and then we'll close the survey and get started. How's that?
So last call for that survey response.
Okay. Survey response, drop your information in the chat, and we are ready to get started. Go for it, Rosalind.
Okay. All right, our poll has ended. Welcome everybody to session 2 of our training where we are going to focus on analyzing RFPs today. I'm going to turn it over to Pamela to talk to us about our agenda and do our opening remarks.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Rosalyn. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to those of you who are just joining us for the first time, and welcome back. I see a few familiar names from last week. And tonight is going to be quite comprehensive. So we want to say right up front, take time to ask us questions. That's what the chat is for, and we'll be monitoring it all night. So before I go into the agenda, I just want to give you a preview of what's coming next. Tonight we're doing the RFP analysis, where we're going to have you delve into what RFPs are all about and see if you can identify which ones you might be qualified for and want to pursue. And we'll give you some tools and techniques to do that. Next week, we're actually going to be writing or developing your own response to an RFP. So in other words, you're going to be developing a proposal. So we'll be spending the entire 2 hours on that, and we're going to be making it very interactive. The following week, we are going to work on refining the proposal and then starting to work on a PowerPoint presentation. So we're going to be kind of tracking the RFP process through the entire 4 or 5 stages that it goes through. Week after next, we'll do the PowerPoint, starting to develop that presentation. Then on the 5th night, we will have an in-person session where you'll actually be doing a live presentation of your proposal. And we'll have, guests every night except one. Next week, we will not have a guest speaker because we're going to be working on developing the proposal. But tonight we have a guest speaker, Ms. Jalicia Lynn, and she'll be coming on shortly. Before we go there, we're going to be sharing a couple of tools about how you can analyze and build responses using AI, and then giving you your homework, which we'll have a response template in it for you to follow along. So all along, we're going to be giving you tools and other help to kind of get you set up for next week. Before I jump into the meat, if you will, I'd like to give a moment to our sponsor, Miss Anita Jenkins, to say a few words. And then I see that we have Councilwoman here too, and also our Director of Procurement. So without further ado, Anita, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Pamela, and thank you, Rosalind, for allowing me to come and greet our attendees tonight. I am so happy that you all are here for the second night of this very, very insightful training. At the CRA and at the City of Riviera Beach, we're so invested in making sure that our small businesses receive the tools and resources that you all need to be successful. I am just so overjoyed about the resources that we'll be bringing to you over the coming weeks and make available to you on your journey to entrepreneurship, to a very, very expanded and improved small business opportunity, and just seeing your participation in reimagining of Riviera Beach. In the coming weeks, you'll hear about a subcontractor fair that we'll be producing. I invite you all out to our next CRA meeting on December 11th, where we will be presenting some updates on our small business incubator program, making some recommendations and bringing forth some awards, and just looking forward to what we have in the new year that we think will be very enticing for you. So sit back, participate, learn all that you can, and ask questions. This is an excellent opportunity to network, and I look forward to meeting you all in person and just enjoying the rest of the evening. So, again, welcome to the second session.
Thank you so much, Anita. And right now, I'll turn it over to Councilwoman. Would you like to say a few words?
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome back.
Hello. Yes, I am back. And as I said before, I'm a participant in these sessions for the next several weeks. And those of you that are joining, as they said, Miss Anita said a few minutes ago, get everything out of this as you can, learn the process, and just be able to improve your business. And then, of course, stay alert for some of the programs that we're rolling out with the CRA and City. And thank you all so much. I appreciate it and look forward to learning more tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Miller. And Miss Ammons, your turn. Director of Procurement or Purchasing?
Well, that could be a trick question, but a lot of people interchange the word purchasing and procurement, and actually, purchasing is a subset of procurement. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming out and wanting to learn and wanting to learn more about the particular process. And so, if you have any questions, the emails will come out where you can reach out to us. But I'm really encouraged when the business community wants to learn more and grow and it become an effective part of the RFP process. So again, thank you all for coming out and taking time tonight.
Thank you very much, Miss Ammons. And thank you for your collaboration as well. And one more thing I want to share with you all, just to entice you about what's coming, is that we have our graduation coming up on the 19th of December, and it will be at the Marina Event Center. And we really want you to get excited about it because it's going to be an exciting evening. We're going to have headshots. We'll have like a 30-second pitch competition with great prizes for the top three, but everyone will walk away with something amazing that night. And just the increased knowledge of knowing how to respond to RFPs. So, and also, we're going to invite those who attend 4 sessions or more to actually display their products or services. You have a table, or you can share a table with another vendor, and talk about what you have to offer. And I'd like you all to take advantage of that. So starting tonight, come every night, increase your knowledge, and let's have a wonderful celebration. Actually, a month from today. There you go, Rosalind. I love that. A month from today. So with that said, we're going to jump right in. And remember, ask questions, use the chat. We will recognize your questions all the way through. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you is I mentioned last week that I had the good fortune to participate in a Riviera Beach RFP some 8 years ago, 2017. What does that make it? Yeah, quite a few years ago. And I was the winner of that particular bid. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight is I've developed a toolkit to share with you. And if you actually scan this QR code, it'll take you right to my website where you can actually download the toolkit. But we're going to be sharing excerpts of that toolkit tonight with you, just so you can get a feel for what's out there and how to respond to RFPs. So that's what this is about. And then this is actually a layout of what Riviera Beach requested, and then my response. And it was the RFP was for developing and presenting leadership and soft skills training for all employees of the city of Riviera Beach. And so you can imagine that was a pretty size, but it was a 2-year deal as well. So I've shared the whole outline. This is typically what you see when you're responding to an RFP. It will be the requester's cover page. In this case, it is cover page, and then the RFP introduction and instructions, which that's so very critical, and we'll step through an example of that shortly. And then essential elements of a successful proposal. That's my response that I'm going to share with you, the essential elements of what made our proposal so successful. And the transmittal letter, which is really, the cover letter, which first impressions matter. And it's really critical that we get that right. Also, a critical part of the RFP process is laying out, minimum requirements criteria. What is the minimum requirements it's going to take you to be successful with the RFP that you're bidding on? And then another critical part is item 7, evaluation criteria, where they will lay out, and kind of in words, but also in a grid format, what it takes for all of the elements to come together and be evaluated by a group of subject matter experts. So when we get to that part of the presentation tonight, I'm sure that Ms. Ammons will have something to add there. And also critical pricing proposal. You have to have a detailed budget, appended and included in the RFP response, and describe your services in detail. There are other critical considerations. There are questions that are in the RFP, but you have to rise above the pack, rise above the competition in how you respond to it. Anything that's going to make you stand out from the crowd, that's what we're going to be sharing with you tonight and the nights that follow. So that's just to give you a quick overview. We'll dive into a few more pieces afterwards.
You guys know I love my quizzes, so this week we're gonna stick to 30 seconds. So this is an easy one. Can everybody? Oh, there we go. What does RFP stand for? 10 more seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. It looks like everybody got it right. You know why you're in the room. So request for proposal. So thank you for participating.
Good.
All right. So what we are going to do. So I'm going to put 2 links in the chat. I'm going to have some breakout rooms that we're going to open shortly. We'll be looking at 2 RFPs throughout this process that have already been closed. One is around an arts program, and it's more on the creative side, and we have another one that's for a landscaping RFP. So what we would like you all to do is do a quick review in your groups. You're going to pick one person who is going to be the project leader, and that project leader is the person that we would like to be person through this process. That person is actually going to come back, and then after you've had your discussion, tell us some quick takeaways from that RFP. And if you would or would not go after the RFP based on your quick review of the document that we are going to put the link in for. So if anyone has any questions, you should be able to see it. Just give me one moment, and I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. Everybody should have access to it. If you do not, let me know. We can put the actual file as well if we need to, but everyone should have the link. And there, all right, so here's the first one. It's for the landscaping one. And we want you just to go into the rooms. You don't have to do a deep dive. You're going to have about 5 minutes to just go over this. There's the first one. And then we'll give you that second one right now. And remember, the first thing you want to do is just to get that project leader in place. All right. I had everything all ready to go. There it goes. Right, and I'm going to open the breakout rooms. You may find that we move you around in the breakout rooms. You should be able to pick a room, but if we notice that some of the other rooms aren't as even, we may move you around a little bit just to make sure that everybody is able to participate. Does anyone have any questions?
So both of these RFPs, what are they for again? Remind me.
The first one is going to be the landscape one, and then the other one is going to be the arts one.
Perfect.
All right, everyone, you can pick a room, or I will just start assigning everybody a room. The rooms are all open.
It's asking to request access to the room.
Oh, it is? Let's see. Give me one moment. You should just assign. Oh. There it goes. Are you able to see it now? Are you able to?
We still have unassigned it looks like the number is going down, so some people are assigning themselves to rooms.
Okay, perfect.
I'm still getting an error trying to get assigned to the landscaping room. It's asking for access.
I'm still getting an error as well.
So maybe you can just assign them, Roslyn?
I will do that. Give me 1 minute, everyone. I'm going to move you around. You may not be the room you'd like to be in, but you will definitely be in a room. Let's see.
So we have 2 in the arts room.
3. Okay. Okay, let's see, they are being assigned. And we're just going to pop into rooms and see how things are going as you go through. Or Rosin, you can just assign me to a room, whichever room you'd like.
Give me one moment so I can get everybody. All right, I think everybody's in a room at this point. And then Pamela, you should be able to just hop into any room you'd like. Since you're a host, I really can't assign you.
Okay, let's see here. Options.
Hey, Leslie, I'm not going to. I understand. Okay.
Okay, I'm joining arts room 2.
Okay. I'll hang out here because we just had somebody enter the room. Hi, Ryan. How are you? I'm actually going to move you to a room. We just opened breakout rooms and they'll give you the instructions there, okay? For reviewing RFPs. Right. 5 new messages. Please assign me to whichever. Okay, perfect. Everyone's done. Oh, I forgot to put the timer on.
Ồ, bà bị dọn nha.
Dọn ra trời ơi, em nội mẹ thôi mang về lại thôi đem lên vai vào khuôn thôi.
Bộ gì? Bàn.
Vai đi lên thôi. Để bỏ chiếc phía sau nữa. Có đang cái đó hơn mà lại có sữa chua đấy ta, sữa chua hơn. Cái bác sữa chua hơn. Em đi ăn đi đâu chị? Em đi ăn không? Em ăn không?
Hello. Hello.
Vậy là mẹ đến chịu đủ thôi, chịu lo lên mới chịu đủ. Amy, con ăn không? Ăn thôi.
Amy, ê, hello.
Mẹ hỏi ăn không?
Hello.
Gì đó?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Con con.
Miêu gọi bạn ăn chuối chưa? Em mà đã cắt. Em đi ăn à? Để mẹ mời đi.
Bố đi bộ. Bố đi bộ. Anh đi bộ.
Ăn xịt chuối không? Mẹ để xịt chuối nữa.
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you really would be looking at IT type of project management, maybe a little bit of in your bailiwick. Okay. Maybe we just do a little networking. Amy, what do you do?
Bây giờ ta đục cho ngay miếng bánh xịt chuối nào.
Can you unmute, please, Amy? At the bottom of the screen to the left. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I've been in the travel industry for over 25 years, and I'm a travel agency and a travel agent, and I do marketing destination. So I work with cities and counties to be able to market their destination at the travel trade shows. And I create group packages so that everybody working within the community, the suppliers, we could sell online like Expedia and that type of thing. So, and I'm relocating visitors.
Right, yeah, we have, excuse me, Amy, we have one more minute, it says at the top of the screen. So let me just do a quick round robin here. We'll have a chance to network later on. Kiva. Hi, Kiva.
Hello, Pamela. Hello, everybody. What I'm doing is helping friends with their businesses, particularly one who does solar panel installation. So I'm working with his business.
Okay.
And that's why I needed to learn. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Very good. Thank you for keeping it brief. Natasha, quickly, like 10 seconds. They're gonna take us back to the main room in a minute.
Sure. My name is Natasha, and I'm an event planner and decorator.
Oh, okay, that's nice and quick. And is it Nene?
Nene Gemini. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm an event host and a party MC. That's what I do.
Very good, nice and crisp. And I'm going to just butcher your name, Trong. Trong.
Yes.
Tell us okay. Just give me 1 second because we have to send you back to the main room. But tell us quickly what you do.
Well, I'm a writer.
Oh, yeah, you have to unmute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At the bottom left. We're learning a lot about Zoom technology, aren't we? By the time we do this again, we'll get it 100%. So we're going to get you guys back to the...
Yes, I am a writer. Lance Oppenheim. I signed the contract with Lance Oppenheim. They're doing a movie about my life.
Okay.
And Iconoclast.
Okay, thank you so much. We have to go back to the main room.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if we can get her back to the... Yeah, she took us...
Rồi cạn anh. Cạn. Mình làm cái khả thấy. Quên không? Thêm cái khả thấy. Thêm cái này. Rồi đây mình thôi. Đi ăn cái này. Mày làm cho.
So for the introduction today. We are all here to learn more about RFPs. I think the biggest thing that we want to point out as we're going through this process is that it's a competitive process. Not only do you want to make sure that you are the most qualified or your team is the most qualified and shows up that way, but also showing up as a price competitive service provider for that scope. So your goal as you're going through the process in terms of analyzing these RFPs is, do I meet the qualifications? Can I do this? Am I priced competitively? Basically, would you hire yourself? So you want to make sure when you're responding, you're placing your firm in the best light. And so we know that a lot of us get intimidated by the bulk of some of these RFPs and ITBs and all these things. And so last week when we focused on breaking down the language and also the process, it was so everyone has a better understanding of what's going on. The other thing that we know that is apparent is that maybe writing isn't our strength. Maybe analyzing isn't our strength. And so one of the things that a lot of people are now turning to is AI, right? And leveraging AI and what that looks like. What we want to caution you all is that it's a tool just like everything else, whether you were paying for someone to, let's say, review, write your RFP responses for you or help you analyze it, or if you have a group of people that you go to. AI can also support you, but again, it's a tool which should not replace any professional advice nor your professional judgment in terms of whether this is the best fit for you and if you should be utilizing it or not. And so how you can utilize AI is really analyzing some of those RFPs. It does not take away the need for you to actually review it, making sure that the information that it's providing you in terms of a summary is accurate and it fits the needs of of your firm in terms of what you would like to offer. And also remember that AI is generated based off of what it's fed. So, especially ChatGPT, which is what most people utilize when it comes to these proposals. Maybe it'll assist you with proposal development, again, reviewing a response that you've taken the time to write, you and your team put together, and also submission support, kind of just making sure that you understand everything that you read and that's been outlined in that RFP. And so there's different ways that you can do this. The biggest pieces, like we talked about, though, is making sure upfront you're feeding it the details. There are specific RFP response tools that might be able to be supportive of you. But the biggest thing is you have to make sure you have the complete RFP document, which is what makes it challenging. So if you use AI initially and there are addendums that are completed, if there's a meeting that you have to attend, it may not have all that information. So again, it's going to be up to you, but you can definitely leverage this to be a little bit more efficient in your response. Making sure you have the business's background information, any key differentiators, your specific budget pricing strategy, any previous proposals and outcomes. So a lot of the information we talked about last week, helping you to respond individually, having that prior information, knowing how you're going to approach it. You can also feed it that details because it's only going to be as good as you feed it. And being specific as possible. This is an example that has been provided. I think it's in the information that Pamela has, but basically what you see there is really giving them the software system the information in terms of who you are as an individual or who your firm is going to be. The biggest thing is you want to make sure that it understands what you want and what you need. And so making sure that it also understands. So even ending it with a "did you understand?" And also being specific with your prompts. Again, we can use it to analyze what are the primary objectives and needs outlined in the RFP. Based off of what you read and what the machine is telling you, is it similar? Does it align? Specific deliverables, evaluation criteria. This could be, you can use it as a tool to kind of be a third party to really review the RFP, what you're submitting, and making sure that it really aligns. Any thoughts or questions on that before we move on?
Just a couple of points on that, Rosalind. AI is artificial intelligence, and you may be asking, how do I actually use it if I don't have it loaded on my computer or anything? I just have to go to the one that we've been talking about here, and there's so many. Google has one. Microsoft, I'm sure there are many others, and I'm sure we have AI experts at positive we have AI experts
Xong
on
rồi
this
chị Hiền
call.
chở
But
xuống
we don't
đây
want to
là
get you too
son.
far afield from what we're talking about, which is RFP. And this information will be available in the post-training document that Rosalind will share with you. So, any questions? ChatGPT.ai is the URL that you would use to access it. Right. So I will now turn it over to Pamela to really just talk about what to focus on when you're going in to submit. And all right, this is what we call where the rubber meets the road part of the whole thing is when the rubber meets the road, but this is really taking you step by step through the process that I went through, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. So we're going to go through this, and then if our guest speaker is here, then we'll turn it over to hear from her because she's actually doing this in her daily life at the company that she works for. So what do you focus on? This information is so critical. So if you look on the left, we see a few words to call out words, and on the right is an actual page from my RFP response 7 years ago. So this is the initial page, the cover page, the RFP number, and also the first thing that you see there is my company logo and the agency. In this case, it was Riviera Beach. It gives you the agency name, the address, and so forth.
Nó không nói gì hết đó, nó bỏ cái bàn mà nó quay vòng vòng á, mà nó bỏ không được, xong tôi giúp nó bỏ Thảo là nó nói gì đó. Dũng nói là má nhớ lấy đồ ăn làm mấy cái freezer, tại vì nó không biết nấu cái đó đồ, xong rồi má nhớ lấy mấy cái đồ mà ngoài gara, hay là nó lấy nó bỏ rác. Nó không có nói gì tới nữa, thì nó biết định rồi.
And then there's a due date for us to get the responses back from the city. An RFP due date, fourth line down is a big one. That's a hard, not only date, but time of day. And just assume that it is in the time zone that you are actually in, and the time zone that the company is in. In this case, it's Riviera Beach. Some people say, well, I didn't know if it was Central Time.
I have a meeting.
Well, it is the time of the
with the citizen.
And
a class.
Come early tomorrow, okay? When you drop your kids off school, I'm already
finalists. You may be invited to present your proposal. In other words, do an oral presentation, which is what we're going to be practicing later in our session.
Well, I'm going to drop her off at 10 o'clock. Oh no, I can't go tomorrow. I have a class.
And then there's
a home buyers class in Riviera Beach.
When I was selected, I was asked to present to the city.
I have to be there until so I could graduate. I have
and then it gives you the
it's on every Wednesday. Tomorrow it's like 1 week, next week, and then graduation.
Okay, so we wanted to give you an
so
example.
You have to do it like the day after tomorrow.
Just to kind of give you an example of how you could possibly use it. And I use, there is an RFP out that the city has put out for auditing services, external auditing services. So I just took one little snippet of a section of that RFP, in this case, the scope of services.
Thì nó mướn xe, đồ chở đồ của bà già đó.
That's exactly from the RFP. Right? And then I'm going to tell you how I used AI to have AI just laid out in a nice, crisp way so that it's even more understandable. So that's part of the analysis. So practice RFP layout, demonstrating how we use AI. So in this case, you see the green is exactly the content from the RFP. And then if we flip to the next slide,
tại bà Nga bà nghi á, bà nói bà làm cái phòng của má từ cái phòng kim cho mấy đứa nhỏ.
AI ChatGPT. I said summarize the scope of work and identify the key deliverables from this RFP. That's what I put in as a prompt or a request into AI. And then right below that is what AI spit out. That's AI content, where they've taken everything that from the RFP and laid it out this way. So you can see pretty clearly they're summarizing. Here's the scope, what the city is looking for, a financial audit, The second thing they're looking for is compliance with auditing standards, and the third thing they're looking for is internal controls. And then bidder,
Tôi nói bà ơi,
here are the key deliverables that you need to focus on.
má định rồi mà không
You
về
need to
nữa.
provide an independent auditor's report. That's one of the things that the city wants you to do, and gives you a little bit of a layout under there what that means. The compliance reports.
Kim mới sinh
ensuring
kìa.
that the audit was conducted, so it spells it out there.
Kim mới sinh con gái nha.
And then an
Dạ, bà
internal
không
controls report. I'm going to stop here and ask questions. What questions do you guys have? So far, we've just taken one section of the RFP, in this case, the scope of work, which every RFP will have. And it's usually a very big factor in the RFP. And I've taken it and asked ChatGPT to summarize the scope and identify the key deliverables that I, as the bidder, need to focus on. And AI came back instantaneously with breaking it up this way. Questions? Does that mean you guys are
Nó đặt tên con gái của nó tên Việt
Because we're going to
Nam.
have you practice this.
Quyền Thi.
Okay, now we have questions. Go ahead.
Quyền Thi.
So with the prompt that you put in, I see you put it says in red, but are you adding, you said that it says summarize the scope of work. So are you putting in, is that the actual scope of work that you put in that's in bold? And what did AI spit out? So you're just going to type what's in red, right? Into AI?
Yes, right. I just type what is in red. I took what's on the previous slide. A snippet from what the RFP asked about the scope of services. And then I said to AI,
Không phải tôi thích tên Mỹ, tôi có thích tên Mỹ. Tôi thích tên đặc biệt, tên khác, tên Hạ hết á.
So everything in green you put in the into chat.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, put it in chat, and then we say summarize this, and then AI comes back and said, here's a summary. Okay. Here's what you go with. And then I have a couple more examples too, but I wanted to just take a break to see who has any questions. That was an excellent clarification question. Thank you for that. Anyone else? I heard another voice. We good?
Can I make a comment, Pamela?
Absolutely.
So when you're looking at the scope of work and key deliverables, sometimes it doesn't completely align 100% with what you do specifically. But there might be elements that you're able to help with. So on this particular one, there's three areas: financial audit, piece, compliance with auditing standards, and internal controls evaluations. So let's say that you're great at putting together auditing workflows and processes. Maybe you're good at putting in QA, QC systems, but you don't have that financial auditing piece, which is a big part of this. Maybe you can partner with a CPA that does that, or maybe you're a bookkeeper that does a portion of this services, but you don't have the CPA requirement. So maybe this is where you identify opportunities where you can partner with different firms. As a project manager, I have to be flexible sometimes with some of my tasks. So when you're looking at the scope of work,
ngày nay chợ nó đi học, chợ nó về tới tiền cái xong nó khóc từ đầu đến
you can't do, let's say you can do the independent auditor's report, but you're not sure how to complete a compliance report. You're not sure how to complete the internal controls report. I think that's where you leverage the relationships that you have, people that you meet at the networking events. Don't just go to, I think, meet sometimes just the prime contractors or the procurement department, but there's a room full of other business owners that may have experience in these different areas that you may be able to leverage, and you guys come together to collaborate to complete the work.
And that's a really good point. But there's something in the next two little demos that I have, might just let you know that might not work, because this is such a specialized area, and they're what we call minimum qualifications. In fact, I'm going to kind of take things out of sequence a little bit. Can we jump a couple of slides to the next, that one. I think this one is the identify minimum. This again is straight from the RFP. Identify minimum qualification standards. And read that first paragraph. Proposer shall meet or exceed the below noted minimum requirements, and any proposer not clearly demonstrating that the following requirements, will not be considered, right? So as you go
Nó gửi
down,
cái gì
as a
về đọc tên
minimum
anh ha?
qualification requirement, the city requires that the proposer's firm has been licensed as a CPA.
Chắc vậy.
So you can see the right about their lane. If you don't meet these requirements, don't even bid, right? And they must have provided government financial audit services for at least 3 separate local governments with population greater than 50,000. So you see, this is, and most RFPs, in fact, all the ones that I've looked at, they have this particular requirement in there. And at this point, I would ask Ms. Evans, is that about right? That all RFPs would have this minimum qualification standards for professionals?
Ms. Amons had to hop off of the call, Pamela. But I agree with you. For that for certain industries, I know for others, that's not a requirement, especially in the examples that we shared.
Exactly. So we're just giving you different views of it. And if you go to the next slide over, you can see what we did with this. So we said to ChatGPT, summarize the proposer's minimum qualification standards and identify the key deliverables. And that's proposals. Yeah, so you have to go there and see minimum qualification, CPA firm licensed, and they tell you what that means. If you don't mean any of these, don't even go past this section. And then government audit experience, key deliverables, you have to have proof of your licensure. I can't even pronounce that word, sorry. And then client references, always there are requests for references. In this case, from 3 local government clients with populations greater than 50,000. So that's the way we do it. Take from the RFP, and then we ask ChatGPT to lay it out in a way that we can understand and respond to. And this is what they give us back. Questions?
Okay,
Okay, we got someone coming in. So the thing I want to say about RFPs, since we have a few minutes here, is that RFPs are the most comprehensive of all of the different competitive mechanisms to ask for proposals. They ask for a lot of experience and also a lot of what I consider experience doing the same work, but also a lot of creativity in terms of how we respond to things. So keep that in mind. Okay. We have no questions. I'm checking the chat as well. And then again, this is the original content from the RFP. This is what we call the layout of the required dates to comply with. And you can see that it has a lot of information in this particular format. It's telling you how to submit your proposal. It's telling you when each thing is ready. As if you see the third paragraph down, the anticipated schedule and deadlines for this RFP and contract approval are projected as follows. And you can see September 4th through October advertisement period. And there will not be a pre-proposal conference. Pre-proposal or pre-bid, sometimes you'll see that the organization will have a pre-bid conference. Sometimes it will make it mandatory that you need to show up and ask questions. Whether it's mandatory or not, I would suggest that everybody participate in those pre-bid conferences. And if you read the rest of that paragraph, it just kind of spells out a little bit of information there. And it says October 1st is the deadline for questions. So if you said you didn't read your RFP until October 2nd, and now you have questions, it's too late. You won't have a chance to ask questions after that October 1st date. And then October 16th at 3 p.m. is when the proposal and price proposal are due on that specific date and at that time. And it tells you electronic requests for proposal responses must, they say shall, but must be submitted via Demand Star, which we went over last week. But you can go right to the City of Riviera Beach's website, and it links right to Demand Star. Well, okay. And then tells you about this. I'm sorry, could you go back one quick step? And tells you at the bottom about when they're going to have the open review and decision of the proposals. And that's pretty critical. So I definitely want to, if I were bidding on this, I'd want to be there. Okay, so again, this is the RFP snippet from the RFP itself. And the next slide over is where we will say to ChatGPT, what are the critical submission deadlines and required documents for this RFP? And as you can see, it's laid out very crisply in advertising period, deadline for questions, proposal due date, and proposal opening. And so you have it right there in front of you. And then required actions for us proposers or the person who is proposing on this audit services RFP. And at the bottom, look what it says. It says, organize your findings in Microsoft OneNote or Word, whichever one you're more comfortable with, and create a notebook with all of the various sections. Again, this is getting into the whole project management aspect of this whole endeavor. Evaluation criteria, we're going to go over that at some point. And I turn it back over. Rosalind, do I turn it back over to you, or do we have...
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we're going to try the breakout rooms again. I've loaded the RFPs and ITVs in.
Okay, there's a question. Before you go there, there's a question from Julie. The vendor. I'm sorry, it's disappeared.
The vendor registration asks for social information. Do they pull credit?
Not
They're asking for social security.
That would be a question for, and Miss Amons has left the call. That's an excellent question. Julie, we don't know the answer to that, but that's a very good question. You're asking for social security information, right?
I think, are you talking about the cities of Riviera Beach's vendor registration portal, Julie?
Yes,
Okay,
I am.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. It's a lag. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't believe they do that. No. And if anything, they would probably want your EIN number, unless you don't have an EIN number.
Right.
With it, but no, I don't think they pull credit.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yes, I would agree with that. Thank you for that answer. All right, Rosalind, back over to you.
Yes, so, all right, I'm going to put you back into the break rooms this time again. Don't be mad at me. I didn't know the first time. So the documents are in the chat. I think a couple of you all requested access to the folder. If you are registered from last week, you should have had access to that folder. We'll send out another notification to you all this evening with access to the session, so you can see session 1 and session 2. But the files are in there, and I'm also adding them again to the chat. So this first one that I'm loading is going to be the landscaping RFP. And then the second one is going to be the art. And so what we'd like you to do this time is, again, hopefully you at least selected a project leader or have one spokesperson for your team. That person and you all are going to talk about and review the RFP. One moment. Yeah. You all are going to review the RFP, and then we want you all to utilize AI, or if you guys just want to talk amongst yourselves collectively, but do some analysis and tell us if you would go after this RFP, since we didn't get to do that the first time, why not? And what are some key deliverables that you were able to see from you all doing either the analysis or the discussion? Does anyone have any questions about what I'm asking you all to do?
I think I wasn't designated as the team leader, but I will speak on their behalf. Is that when we get into the breakout rooms, how do they actually click on and see the document that they should be reviewing?
So in the chat, the links were in the chat earlier, but I've actually just put into the chat the actual document. So if you click on that document, you're able to open it.
Oh, I see, the RFP and the ITV. Okay, I see those. Anybody else, you guys? Now is the time to ask questions. So when you go into breakout room, we can hit the ground running.
And if you have any questions and when you're in the breakout room, you can put it in the meeting chat. Just be cognizant that everybody will be able to see it, but you can put it into the chat.
Okay. All righty. So let's do this. Let's do this, team.
Okay. So we'll give everybody maybe 15 minutes, Pamela.
Yes, 15 minutes is good.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to open all the rooms now.
Before we open the rooms, can I just ask one quick question? Mm-hmm. Is Chalicia on the call yet, our speaker? Chalicia,
she was on earlier.
Oh, she was on earlier?
Yeah, I can't see the participant list. So, Chalicia, if you were on, we would love if you would be able to just. Oh, she is on.
Oh, great. Chalicia, do you mind hanging with us until we finish with this breakout room, or would you prefer to speak right now and be on with your? You can actually unmute and tell us.
Oh, I'm here. If you'd like for me to speak now, I'm ready. If you hear something in the background, I'm making chicken.
Oh, you're making chicken? Okay. Would you mind if we did this in a breakout room first, or is that going to be too much of an inconvenience for you?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so we'll proceed with the breakout room, and then right after, it will be your turn.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your patience. Go ahead.
All right.
All right.
All right. Anyone who's not assigned to a room, I will just move you over to a room.
I'm joining one right now.
We've got a couple new folks.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so this time I just joined the first one that showed up.
That's what I did too.
Me three.
Oh, we have pretty much the same people.
Yes, our same group.
Okay. Okay. So did you guys hear the instructions, so we should be able to see our RFP now?
Yes, mine is gone, but I'm on a phone, so I think that's why I'm still traveling.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we are in so what are we doing? We're doing the arts project. So I'm going to click on the art thing right here and see if we can, it's going to open it. I don't want to take it to my Dropbox. What's going on? Can we view it? Okay, we need some experts here.
Arts master plan could not be opened. Hold on, let's see what's going on. Let me try one.
It says it's saving it. All right, let's see if we can save it and open it. I didn't know we had to go to our own Dropbox too. Let me see, that is not going to. Click to open. Okay, it says click to open. Oh, okay. So I can see it now, but then I can't see you guys. Maybe I can try to share it.
Đừng con.
Share.
No. Bà đang nghe. Con thấy người ta nói chuyện không?
Okay.
Con đừng.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes. Now we can see it.
Yes.
Yay! Now we
Finally! Okay, so I'm going to just scroll down and then see if we can actually get some stuff down here. Let me put our faces out of the way here. And I scroll down here. Okay, so this is the RP for the art project. So I'm going to go down in the interest of time. Who wants to be the spokesperson? Or should we assign somebody?
It doesn't matter.
Who said it doesn't matter? Mia?
Yeah? Yes, that was Mia.
So guess what? You're it.
Thanks, Mia. We're behind you.
It's very team. So what I'm doing right now is to make our lives easy. I'm going to go down to scope of services, right? See that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's all quickly, we have 15 minutes, or give or take, a couple. If we go through, this is for the arts project, and if we, team leader, how would you